Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrid, and of course, a welcome back to yet another mech building video. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing what I said I would be doing in the previous episode, and that's making ourselves a medic mech, a mech to heal the other mechs to glory. And as a result, we are going to be using the tier 5 wolf cubes and perhaps a little bit of tier 6 mixed in for style. So the first thing we really should do is actually go ahead and buy some of the tier 6 mech legs. There we go, 2 of those, thank you. So these are definitely going to be bigger than the ones we've been using so far, but how much bigger is yet to be seen. So let's quickly put them down and have a quick look. Do these have the multiple attachment points? Yes, they do. So they're a little bit more connected to the robot than the previous version. So let's go ahead and quickly start putting these in, just like this. Of course, you could Triforce and do all sorts of good things, but for now, we're just going to very, very quickly put some armor on these. Okay, so this thing, I want to actually act a little bit better than the previous versions, the previous robots. Right now we're just putting down a little foundation so we can start designing it. So what I want this to have is a much better shield coverage than the previous designs, and we're probably not going to be extremely huge either. We're probably going to use tier 5 more so than anything, with a little bit of tier 6 here and there if possible. And how we're going to do this is... I want it like here. We could have it here if we stuck it out a little bit, I think. How much do we have to actually go out to actually have the shields? That's not too bad. Okay, let's raise this a little bit. Can we have the full kind of shielded shell effect going on? Because that would be really cool if we could. Yeah, something like that would be really nice, perhaps one lower. Just to have a nice bit of front armor, so hopefully we can get a bit closer into the battle and not worry so much about being shot up. The last thing you want to worry about as a medic is being, well, completely totaled if you're the only medic available. So let's see if we can perhaps armor up the front as much as possible, so that we can always face the enemy and don't have to always be running away and twisting around awkwardly, which I still can't do very well on mechs, because I'm still trying to learn how they function. Let's be careful not to add the tier 8 variety, which I haven't done yet, question mark. It doesn't look like it, and I'm really hoping not. So most of the ranking lens came from the shields and the legs, I'd imagine. That's good, because that means we can go a bit more block spamming than I thought we could with this tier of armor. Well, I guess since we are doing tier 6 level of stuff and then we're going with tier 5 armor, I guess we can be a bit more block spamming. Which is always a good thing if you ask me. So there we are. Just have that front section nicely armoured, and can we continue that pattern on the way out? That would be lovely if we could. So the next one would be here. So would it be here, or would it be one higher? I have a feeling this should be one higher. Yep, definitely. There we go. So we've got a bit of a Cluely ball shape going on. Maybe one lower would be better. It wouldn't click in as well, but it would provide a better kind of coverage there. So okay, let's do that. That's fine by me. We'll have it like that. And then we'll just put some glass here in a second to make it look at least half decent. Then we have to focus on where on earth the weapons are going to go. Thankfully, since we're now looking at tier 5, tier 6 stuff, we can start using aero rods, which will make a lot of the designing work a lot easier, which is always a good thing. Okay, let's have the let's have the windshield here. That way we can go nice and high with the armor around the corner, and it won't actually be that much of a structural weakness. Of course, glass is always going to be a structural weakness, but we can at least try to minimize it slightly, which would of course be lovely. Do you just want it like that, or would you want it one higher? If we wanted it one higher, I'd probably have to go back one, honestly, then have these transfer into these. Excellent. Then I can go up there. Then we can use the windshield tetras there and there. Okay, good enough for me. That seems reasonable to me. It's all nicely glassed in, so it's a little pod for me to sit in. Isn't that sweet? So we're essentially at the moment a walking Cluely ball, which I'm completely okay with. Could we put any armor at all underneath the shields? That would be lovely if we could. Okay, we can do that. Okay, and there we are. Okay, that's nice. I mean, that's nice and heavily shielded. It's not going to take too much damage from the front, although it does look really weird. I don't know what it looks like. It's reminding me of something. I can't quite put my finger on what it's actually reminding me of, though. Like a robot from a series I watched when I was a child or something. I can't, for the life of me, actually place it, though. So, do we want to continue? Here's the thing, though. Do we actually want the shield perhaps to continue a little bit further? I don't think we will. Although we should, I don't think we will. But we'll decide more about that in a little while. Oh, of course, we don't have the... can't you buy wolf cubes in their circular form? No, you can't, can you? That's a little bit annoying. Perhaps we could do these little segments then using the tier 6 blocks, which we are going to use fairly soon anyway, so... Makes sense to use it here. I'm guessing we can't put this down here. Oh, we can put it there. Okay. Okay, well, that's something. There we are. That seems reasonable to me, and then we could perhaps do a little section down here as well to at least start protecting the seat itself, which right now is just open to be shot from the back really easily. There, and then, no, sorry, one more, like that. Oh no, we can't put it here. I had a plan in my head, and now the plan has been ruined. It has been foiled, and everything is wrong. Can we do this at least? Okay, then if we added those, we could do this. There we go. I don't know why I wanted that shape, but I just kind of did. So there we are. So we have like a little back plate there, which is separate from the front plate, which I think looks rather nice. So now we really do have to think about where our weapons are going to go. We could have one weapon stick out the front. That would be the obvious thing, and how we could do that is use an aero rod perhaps here, connecting to the back. That way it would actually transfer damage to the back, which wouldn't be good, but it wouldn't be bad either if we did it smartly, which tends not to be my sort of style. So, how are we going to do the arms? Well, we saw an arm before, which I did really like, which was like a circular area, like a disc, attached to essentially what looked like a normal arm sticking downwards. This enabled shielding from the side, along with shoulder-mounted weapons, which really isn't a bad idea at all. So perhaps, if we increase the size here a little bit, once again, attach this to the back plate. On the upside, the back's going to be really heavily defended because using their strongest armour. And then from there, we start the arm itself. That wouldn't be terrible. I also think I'm going to do this. Admittedly, I did want the windshield there, but I don't mind. I just want the armour, honestly, just make sure that doesn't get blew up straight away. Okay, so let's move this arm a little bit further away then. Let's just have a quick look, see how big the tier 5 short aero rods are. In fact, I think all the aero rods are the same size though, aren't they? Yeah, so it's always going to be 3 blocks for the short then. For some reason in my head for a second there I thought it was going to be 2 blocks. I don't know, perhaps it's because Robocraft has this habit of occasionally having the very first of a new tier, of a new item, be like a little bit smaller than the others. So we could put our first medic guns here and here. There we are, and then that would also be a part of the shoulder, and we could try to avoid this if possible, trying to Triforce around it, but I think that's in a really bad place to do that because that would make this completely independent of the rest of the arm. Okay, without doing design work all day, I am pretty happy with how this thing's turning out. We have 2 little arms attached to false pistons, which of course are just the curved aero rods, and we have the front here all lovely, heavily armoured and heavily shielded. We then have these 2 back guns attached to aero rods and armoured from the front, of course very vulnerable from the back, and we have the front one once again with a tier 6 aero rod. Then we have these 2 guns just kind of there, which are fairly vulnerable. So we're going with 5 guns, just to kind of, just to make sure we don't go mental in terms of our CPU and our ranking. So right now, we need to consider how are we going to defend these arms, because at the moment, these things are likely to just blow up as soon as anything hits them. The first thing I'm going to do is attach it to the main body a little bit better, using a couple of aero rod shorts, the tier 6 aero rods in fact. There we are. And one in, and there we go. Just so this area here is attached to the main body, not just by this little shoulder segment here. Not really going to do too much, but a little bit of help is always good. Now, are we going to shield this is a very good question indeed. The problem is, we don't really have too much space to do so, and we've already kind of went heavy with the shielding in the centre, so adding a bit more would just make the entire thing look very, very clustered, which, although wouldn't be bad in terms of functionality, would be bad in terms of looks, and although it's not the best looking thing in the world, I would like it to still look somewhat decent. It looks really heavy at the moment, which I really do like. So I was thinking about perhaps doing like lower tier shields and just having them kind of, you know, stacked up, but I don't think that's really going to work. We could of course use these, which would be kind of cool, but I don't think that would really suit the back either, or really suit the arms either. Although it does look kind of cool there, it looks like some kind of proto-wing structure going on, which I'm completely fine with. So how would we do this? Because the problem is, as soon as you start adding a lot of shields as well, it makes them look really static, which isn't nice. I would like movable arms, but I do also understand that's something which would be very difficult to implement into a game like Robocraft. How am I going to do this? Like, I kind of want them here, honestly, now I've looked at it. Have them as like shoulder pads, that would be kind of awesome, but that our front shielding here simply wouldn't allow that due to size. So I'm going to go ahead, have a little mess around, and try and figure out how we're going to do this, then I'll be right back, probably simply in the first game. So we get straight into a team deathmatch, let's see how this thing does, and let's start healing our allies. I'll be back in just a second. It's time to heal my fellow mechs. Okay, first match of the day, let's go. I've also just realised how chubby we have made this vehicle. I mean, I have no complaints, but it is a little bit on the silly side. I've also noticed that the top two guns do clip the shields a little bit more than I hoped they would, so I may be moving those onto the sides, which is a shame because I like them at the back, but sometimes functionality must be adhered to over form. Well, in fact with me, generally it's functionality over form all the time, but still, occasionally things look good. The regular walker there outpacing us silly old mechs by a long shot. So, who's going to be tanking the damage? Those two look rather tanky, and one of them's an SMG, so hopefully they'll stay in the front. We have 3 medics, so this should be quite a long fight. And there we are, our first heal of the day. Well done, sir. Your damage is our gain. Technically true. Medics are the only members of your team that want you to be hurt. Just bear that in mind. We like your pain. Not too much of it, of course, but just enough to leave a few bruises. Ow. I'm not walking in front of this, because that would be my death. Yay! I'm jumping in front of it instead. Much more effective. Okay, let's try and keep this guy healed. Yeah, those two at the top desperately need to be moved, especially if I'm only going to be using 5 guns. We can't have only 2 or 3 actually firing at any given time. That would be a little bit silly. SMG, can you actually fire upwards, perhaps? There we go! Shoot the guy that's been shooting at us this entire time. That would be fantastic. Okay, got a medic going that way. Looks like his control's been a little bit screwed up. So it's hello! Haha! Heal! I'm just going to try and heal the medic and you're hurting me. Come on now, friend. There's no need for this. Oh, that looks really painful. Perhaps I should have stuck with the group and not gone back and tried to be a hero. Now I'm starting to believe that is very much true. Whee! Yay! Trying to hit the wing there, but not really doing a good job with how bouncy my robot is. There we go, I'll move back and I'll get him healed. Well, at least this bot's tankier than the others I've made today. Believe it or not, the last few episodes have been all recording on one day. Haha! the mystics of YouTubers have been shattered for you. And high jump! Come on, come on, come on, a little bit, come on, come down. Oh no. Ooh, does he have enough control to actually get near us? Come on! Nope, I can't get to you, sorry sir. However, our fellow over there does desperately need to be healed first. Who's actually bombing him? The airborne people today have been doing so well. Shouldn't get too close to him really, since all that's going to do is make us both get hit, but I have no idea where I have literally no idea where that plasma's coming from, and he's not spotting him. There he is. SMG, shoot up! Oh, nice hit. Oh, SMG from behind. Oh, it seemed if I wasn't even watching that. I was so focused on healing. But on the upside, despite being in a losing team, we are the highest on score because of our glorious healing. Hurrah! Okay, well let's jump into another match, and hopefully we'll both do well and be the victor. But first, we need to move those guns. Them not being able to shoot forward is a major problem. I mean, I am actually quite happy with how well this thing takes damage, which isn't too surprising considering we've literally made a ball of armour and shields, but I was actually expecting it to do a fair bit worse, so it's always a nice surprise when that isn't the case. Goodbye, goodbye. Now, I have one option in my head which may work. But it does kind of mess up the armour a bit at the back there. Oh, that probably won't be able to fit on, will it? Any chance at all we could maybe, just maybe... Oh, excellent! We can actually fit this on. That's fantastic. Where's the tier 6 stuff? There it is. And then we get our lovely Healy beams and we put them there. No! But it's above it! It's totally above it! What are you talking about, mate? Oh, that works. I still don't think that's going to be able to fire directly down, but that should be better. You know, we could test this out, or we could just jump straight into another match. I know which one I'm going to choose. Time for a second match. Let's see if we can both win and actually survive this match. It'll be a lovely combination of the two, rather than just the singular. We have a rail flyer, we have several medics, and actually a surprisingly low amount of mechs. Now, one thing I will say about mech medics, although I do love the concept, their lack of speed, I think, makes them ill-suited for the role. I think they're really good as plasmas, SMGs and rails, but although I have loved it so far, I really don't think a medic mech will be my permanent robot in the end. But at least we're having a bit of fun testing it out, and I may change my mind in the future if I go even more defensive, and that rail flyer looks pretty much dead at this stage. Okay, the SMG's just camping there, which is actually, to be honest, completely reasonable. I don't really want to go ahead of the SMG. I am a medic. As much as I am hard to kill at the moment, I don't really wish to be out in the main battle. I'd like to be a little bit further behind. Okay, can we get to that rail? Can you land? Can you control yourself? There we go. The rail flyer is renewed, thanks to our healing prowess. Oh, that's a really cute little SMG copter. Enemy rail, okay, going to back off a little bit. Just spotted him back, fantastic. Our team has kind of moved around really weirdly. Our forces are kind of split down the middle, honestly. Be also nice if our guys were actually spotting a little bit. Okay, they're taking damage behind us. And to back off for a second. Medic, you go with him. No, don't go with me. For just being railed and the standing. Oh, that's a mech medic. I thought that was a plasma. Two of us down, one of those down. There's an enemy there. Again, not being spotted. Aha, there we go. Now he's been spotted. By me. That railcopter seems to fall apart really easily, but not die. That's always a great thing when you've got so many medics. I'm also taking ghost damage. Definitely taking ghost damage. Okay, one of the people we killed were clearly on the laggy side of things. Let's get you nicely healed up. At least our top medic guns now actually mostly hit the target. That's fantastic. And once again, if he just stays close by. Okay, the SMGs are up there. Heal our medic. And stay in the little crevice here so we don't get gunned down. Hopefully our guys will actually see them and contest them a little bit. Although we do really need to start moving forward, otherwise we're going to be capped again. Okay, show off our shields because our guys are not dealing with them fast enough. Someone needs to go there. Someone needs to get past them, and I can't because I'm a healer. Suddenly I really wish I could talk. Come on guys, you, move forward, just hit them a little bit. They're doing a really good job there. They're holding us off so well. Okay, all spotted. Okay, someone please hit them. Anyone at all. Anyone, please just hit them. That's all I need. Thank you. I think there's a medic in the end. Who's probably just sacrificed his life for that, but at least we haven't lost. Come on, guys. I do think we can win this. We're definitely not losing our guys as fast as they are, because we are sticking mostly together, although Again, that positioning on their behalf was so good. Ah, they had a medic up there as well. That's what's causing all the problems. Well, at least now I do know for a fact you can climb up there. Our SMG down there is pretty darn hurt. Let's try and go around. They have a small medic cruiser down there. Just respot them, so they're definitely spotted. Then respot them as well. There we go. Spot you. Oh no, it missed. Really? That was a missed spot? Let's go back to the healers. Actually, how do the legs handle ice? Apparently exceedingly well, which makes a lot of sense. I was a little bit worried that perhaps they'd make it slide or something, which would be absolute insanity. This is a really slow fight. It's not both teams are quite defensive and like to vie for positioning, and like with neither side being aggressive, it seems to take quite a while. Okay, I'm just going to focus on the SMG. Just keep his guns up. And now back to auto heal. And now they only have 4 people remaining. One of which is over there, and I just missed the spot on. Perhaps I can get the spot as he goes past. Can I see him at all? Nope. Ah, this is a really annoying fight because our guys aren't going up there and we're just kind of sitting down here and they're just staying up there. On the upside, I'm getting a lot of CPU healed, which is very, very pleasant indeed. There we go, attaboy SMG. I'll follow you because that means if you fail, I'm next to you, and if you succeed on getting up there, well, then I'm healing you in the fight. There we go, fantastic. Get them, lads. Well, here's one way of getting up here. Fantastic. Oh no, we're being capped again! Do we have anyone that... We do have a medic there. If he can just hold it off for a little while. I thought I missed that then. I honestly thought I was going down that crevice. I was like, well, I'm gone. This is really cool positioning from Mech. Definitely doing this for next time I can SMG Mech. There we go, he's been spotted. And we're healing the rail, who hopefully will take a shot in a second at him. There we go. And we can help finish him off a little bit sooner. GG! Wow! Such awesome positioning from the enemy team there. A lot of respect for that. If they had stuck together, if more of them had stuck together, they would have definitely won that. Really enjoyed that, actually. It was annoying at certain parts, but I really enjoyed that. A bit of a close battle with some weird elements mixed in. Also, figured out a nice way of getting up the top of the iceberg there, on top of the glacier. So that's rather cool. The top of the mountain! The mountain is the word I'm looking for there. Well, anyway, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this episode, but before we go, I would like to just very briefly mention that now I do have robots available on the Robo store if you wish to purchase them. I know a lot of people have been asking me to put them up, and I'm going to be changing what bots I have on there on a daily or weekly basis, so feel free to keep checking. At the moment we have the Biobug, Avox coffee mug, the old style of flank, Jumble my healer ski thing, and Moop, an old favourite. So if you want to purchase any of those, then of course just search in Lathrid, not Lathrix, because I'm weird with my account names and stuff. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's episode and are enjoying the Robocraft season 2, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Robocraft is a series you wish to see continued in the future. And by the time this video goes out, I may have the Medimech out on the store. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.